So much more to do here. Well, let's see, it's finally up and working. Hopefully this new version of the streaming is far better because I'm recording in the NVIDIA codec and not whatever dumb crap I was using. Listen, it put all the settings back. Alright. So, let's do some double checking here. We'll bring up MZ here. And I want to see if this appears on the list now. YouTube's backend is so weird. But it's not the worst. It's a little weird. Okay, it's a lot weird. I know if I refresh this page if it breaks the stream or not. I don't think it does. Maybe. Got a video link going. Here's on the list now. Nice. Time to tell people that I'm actually streaming. They're really bored. Alright. Go to the forums and post that. Let's not put my other information over here. Seeing my Twitter doesn't really hurt anybody. Learn that I'm watching on the D&D drama going on, which is pretty much not the best thing going on. If you like D&D, if you don't like D&D, well, okay, then it won't matter. But the gist of it is, Wizards is trying to make it so that if you create content under their new license, you owe them money, and they basically own your stuff, or can change it later. Do that. It's, I don't know, real bad. The whole community hates it. I heard they lost 40,000 subs to D&D Beyond. Fantastic. All right, let me bring this up here. Chatter while I do things off the stream temporarily. Get some music rolling. I went to sleep for like an hour and a half or something and then rolled out of bed. I was like, oh, I should probably do this, because it means I will get stuff done. Get some random music going. Hopefully not so ridiculously loud as it was last time I turned it on. I wear earbuds, and yeah, they really just are much larger than what's going on here for the users, and at least in all my checking back on the recordings, it's like, there has to be a way to equalize that so I don't have hearing problems in short order. Right, and we go to the forums there. Probably experience, trimming this later on. People don't know I spent all this time derping around. To be fair, though, I mean, how many people are going to go back and watch the random stream anyway, right? You should probably do this beforehand, though. They don't give you the link to the stream until after you've already made it. Okay. So last time we worked on this, I set it up so that the Jack in the Box boss made all kinds of cool little danger circles and then created fires out of them. Which, let's see here. We gave a new collision behavior too, which honestly they just tell it to back up and then try somewhere else. That's a really stupid version of collision behavior where it just tries to it acts like a lemming and just bounces into something like it's a wall and then goes, oh, not smart, go a different way. Not a good system, to be honest. What I really need to do is have an impact for that, but have it know what it impacted. Oh, if it could only get the size of the collider and go around, that's just not going to happen, though. That sounds like something that's going to go really far down the rabbit hole of maybe not the best choice in the world. I think I might actually have it produce more fires here. This is a command that produces fires around the player. Right, yeah, because plus distance puts it above, minus distance puts it... Actually, this is to the right, the left, This is up and this is down. Perfect. Let's do this one. All right, so let's figure out where this is going to go here. Well, upper right would be the plus D on both. And then this will be what amounts to direction 7, so upper left. And then this is there's so. I mean, this is bottom right. This is upper left. No, this is upper right. Sometimes I get these so confused for just reasons. Then we need a plus X. No. You know, minus D there. Put the, okay. I mixed it up 3 times. This is actually lower left, right? Because minus D goes back, and then plus D. Okay. You know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. I guess I'll do minus and minus. I'll just go around the circle here. So minus D and minus D. I think it's just that I have the symbol already right there. It's just confusing me. So plus D minus D is actually upper right. Okay. And then if I institute a random, it could actually be at a random distance between them too. Why do I have this twice? That's weird. I was basically telling it to do its little pop out of the box action twice, so maybe it just kind of spazzes out at the player and then goes, yep, I'm good. Fantastic. Exactly what it's supposed to do. I guess. Okay. Just looking over at the YouTube thing to see why it doesn't show the stream in there. I connected my account to the YouTube. You'd think it would show the stream in there and all that, but it doesn't. It just shows it the chat thing. It's kind of weird. I don't know. At least I'm not dropping frames this time like I was last time. Alright, so for this command here, I don't know if I want to random them too much though, thinking about it. Because right now they're putting them right next to the player, which I think is just the better thing to do. Oh, I had the music playing for the game too. Well, I'll just turn this off then and play the music in the game. I think. Yeah. Should have the Jack in the Box boss here. Move the mouse cursor because it's just annoying and weird. I think this one was actually going to, music was actually going to be like the Christmas music at one point. Because I was going to have a Christmas themed area and I just haven't done it yet. So, you know, listen, if you get a really holiday season joy out of this, even though it's past the holidays, fair enough. My theory was that there was everyone's attic had a Christmas garbage in it. Also, there's something in the way. Okay, I hate all these little hit noises. They might need to be quieter, honestly. Oh, it's a hidden box. It does those danger 3s. There should be a danger 4 though. She's getting beat up. I picked all these different tracks for 4 different areas, and I didn't actually bother to create all the areas yet, so I might do that next. But last time I did weird DAS things on the screen, it seemed to really bore people. Because, to be honest, they don't have much use for DAS, even though they probably should, because it's so quick for making 2D stuff, but... you know, most people here, they're not really looking to get into another program. We'll call it the effectsier theory, where you could make something like that, but nobody's really doing it. There should be one there's 4. Okay, yeah, that one right there. But here's the thing. It didn't do it around the player at all, did it? It did it around itself. That's not right. And there's a reason for it, because I told it to do it around itself. You know, listen. Don't hate, or whatever. Oh, yeah, that's the mini jump away from player. Oh, this only triggers if it's the 500. These are the mini jumps away from player. That was stupid. Put all the trouble to set this up and just push on the wrong one. Smart. Oh, this new version is so much smarter, though, than the old version I just did. Probably going to swap all my code for it, too. Yeah, why did I do it the other way? That's dumb. That happens a lot. I come up with just better versions of code. After all, here I just put E for everything, then I can swap between the two. Here I had to write game player each and every one like an idiot. Not my smartest moment. No. Now those are fine, I guess. Alright, so... I don't know, do I want to put it in lines like this? Like, the lines aren't that great. But I guess having different patterns is just more interesting. I don't like the projectile it fires. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The projectile it fires is kind of stupid. It's not very nice. Then we're going to recreate these to be a little bit better. So this one here I have, the first one hits at E and just the normal XY for game player. And then I have a plus D. And then I have minus D. That's reasonable. And then I'm thinking about having music now. I might have to remember to turn the music off for the game because I'd rather have continuous music. I don't like this whole hearing the music only when the game's playing. Every time I actually start it, it's kind of tedious. Hear the same portion of a track over and over. Alright, and then this one was plus on this. And then this was the vertical one, if memory serves. So for some reason I have it backwards. That's fine, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to ruin my world. Huh. Alright, so plus D, that minus D, and then a plus as well. The only problem with these attacks is it's more taxing to RPGMaker than it is to just a lane projectile. But It's kind of a nice variety. I almost don't like having a wait here. Oh, knock 20 off it. I don't think it needs to be that long. It needs to be long enough for the animation to play. Alright. But I also want the enemy to be threatening enough, so there's that little problem of it. You have to include animation times in your wait times for deciding how you're going to balance. Not something you normally have to worry about in RPGMaker, since most of the combats, everyone's just standing still and waiting, so you can play your animation and it doesn't matter. But this actually will affect just how often the thing triggers its thing, and triggers its attack, so it is a legitimate problem. Not the best problem. Oh, not the worst problem, I should say, but it's definitely a problem. That's weird. Every once in a while they vanish first. It must be just some sort of error in the code. I have it set to destroy the animation if for some reason the event isn't there, because if you don't do that, RPGMaker it'll just crash. Rather than having it built in and saying, hey wait, this didn't work, it just crashes. It's like, okay, well, neat. I kind of feel like all of its script calls should have the try command around it. So it just tries to do it and goes, oh, that failed, and then it just doesn't work. As opposed to now where it just has no fallback and it just breaks. I kind of feel like there should be a thing under the player too. Every single time the player has to move. Yeah. Every one of these needs one directly under the player. No one would have one directly under the player, though. It's just these that don't. So we'll just copy this one. Let's just add it to these. I want to threaten the player. More importantly, I want the player to move. I have tempted to slow the game down intentionally. Just so that the player has less time to move from things, but I don't want the enemy to be so spastically fast, because RPGMaker doesn't really have many movement speed options. And partial movement speed is hard to achieve. Like, there is a method with Q speed, which I might add back in, but it had some real issues when changing between speeds in the middle of things. Like, if your thing was always a speed, it worked. But the second you changed it, so it breaks. Sometimes. Not always. It was inconsistent. So, like, if it wasn't for the ghost form, basically, that Papa has, it would be perfectly fine. Me and my desire to have weird things has, once again, made life challenging for reasons that I don't know. I don't know why I do it, but it's whatever. Also, want to turn down all the sound effects in the game. There aren't even that many, but I need a Jack-in-the-Box laugh. That's much better. I almost think the ghost thing is too strong. It originally came about because it's difficult to avoid things spawning inside of stuff. So it gives you a way to get a hold of things you couldn't normally get. But then I had the block's ability to just suck things to you. So technically she already has a method, which makes me not even really want the ghost form. But now the 2D movement uses the ghost form as a way to reach higher on things, so... I mean, I guess technically it doesn't really need that. It's not like you can do a jump. Ah, yes. Why didn't I make it in UE? The age-old question. A lot of it being simply that I had already made it in this. This thing is too fast. Look at that. Like, you just use it and you're just gone. Like, if she had to run away, it wouldn't be so... It's also kind of the dodge thing there. So if things are about to hit you, you can dodge. I mean, you have a block, but the block is pretty mediocre, honestly. Like, it's designed to be not that effective. It's only blocked for about 1 second. And if you don't time your blocks, you get hit. So I might need to actually expand upon that, honestly, because... Or let removal doing it. Removal causes a weird animation problem. I can't do like UE where I can do 1/2 of an animation on top of their body. I tried to put this version of Pop It in UE and oh my gosh, like her hair, long hair doesn't work very well in UE, so she actually looks like Cousin It when she runs around. And just I had to give her really short hair by comparison. To be fair though, this one is literally all the way down to her thighs. Like this is incredibly long hair. It'd be perfectly fine if it was like mid-back, but you couldn't really... I tried a mid-back version, and you couldn't really see it because of the angle of this, so it wasn't very good. I did make a human version of her, potentially, if I ever decide to have her like turn back into a regular human instead of being a doll. But I'm not actually sure that's going to go there or not. However, it did come out pretty cool. I will bring it up. We're waiting. We're waiting. Come on. Come on. Our program is half on, half off. Hey. Oh, let's get it on the one screen here. I have a wide screen. There you go. She's coming up pretty cool. So if I ever decide to do that, I can go a little farther with it, maybe. But I don't think I'm necessarily going to. If people like it or not, maybe. Who knows? It didn't take actually that long to come up with a version 4 that I liked. So instead, I was writing lore last night. It's not going to write lore on stream. That seems like it'd be obnoxiously boring. So we need to put a limitation on this ghost form. I think it actually just needs to be a certain number of times you could use it, and it only lasts so long. Because a simple reality, like a dodge, otherwise it's just too strong. Like if she wasn't invincible during it, that's actually an idea. Oh gosh, removing the invincibility for that seems like it'd be a big pain. So many places check for it. Then it's not a very good dodge either if you're just completely... You just get hit by it. It just makes you faster, I guess. It's just... You get to run faster to dodge. Just, I mean, it is better than complete invincibility. Which is what she has so far. Pop-it abilities. God, some of this code was just so old and just crappy. I improved so much of it in art, but then I didn't want to try to figure out how to get art back on top of this. I was like, I'll just go ahead and finish this game. It'll be nice, not a problem. Then I had a bunch of health issues, and what I thought was going to finish around Halloween is now January. I kind of like the idea of it better, though, than the other game. That's 100% true. Oh, that's right. They check for ghost form timer, but I need that. Oh. What does it? No, because Ghost Form Timer triggers off of that. Ugh. Player damage no longer does anything. I think I'm going to experiment with just reducing its length. I realize that to write it out of the game, I'm going to have to do some major changes, and I don't think I want to do that. About half the time. Like, it just seems really, really strong. I realize not really haven't done any balancing yet, so it's not a big thing at the moment. I don't really care that much. Oh, oops. I'm so dumb. For some reason, I marked it as private. I'm glad I checked. Nice. All right, well, let's just... Can I change this? Let's see. Let's stop the stream real fast.